When it comes to joining the royal family, there are a lot of benefits, but even more rules. Already, we've seen Meghan Markle defying tradition, and we're beginning to believe that she might never settle into the royal status quo. Here's why Meghan Markle won't fit into the role of royal family member as it currently exists. Before we get started, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications to get more videos from the Taco. Let's begin. Politics. Prior to hooking up with Prince Harry, Meghan Markle was known for making political statements across her various social media accounts. But as a member of the royal family, she won't be allowed to express her political opinions via Instagram or by voting. To someone with strong and passionate feelings about politics, this is going to be something Meghan will undoubtedly struggle with, and for good reason. The royal family is expected to stay out of political issues, and we don't know if Meghan will be able to resist. But using her royal position to advance her political opinions would be a huge no-no. Duty. For many of us commoners, becoming a member of the royal family and having a fancy title seems like a dream come true. But for the people who actually have them, they can seem like much more of a burden than a blessing. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry seem to bond over their similar outlooks, and we know how the prince feels about his power. He's admitted sitting on the throne is not something he ever wants, and he imagines all of his family members feel the same way. Instead of seeing it as an opportunity, they see it as a burden and a duty that their birthright demands they accept. This sort of role can feel confining, and Meghan hasn't spent her whole life getting ready for it. Partner. Part of her role as Prince Harry's wife is to support her husband in all of his endeavors. But Prince Harry has repeatedly stated that there have been many times when he wished he wasn't a member of the royal family. In case you're wondering if you can just quit being royalty, the short answer is yes. Many members of his family have chosen to abdicate their titles and claim to the throne for a wide variety of reasons. If Meghan doesn't grow tired of her royal role, her husband just might before she has the chance. Normalcy. Prince Harry has claimed that it's a balancing act to fulfill his royal duties and be true to himself. He needs to maintain the magic of the monarchy, but he also aches for a normal life. Even simple things like going to the grocery store is something he dearly wishes he could do for himself. But the more famous he becomes, the less it's possible. Unlike Harry, Meghan Markle knows exactly what kind of happy normal life she's missing out on now that she's a member of the royal family. Harry is an expert on walking the line, but Meghan has a lot to learn and may either struggle or just refuse to completely adapt to giving up normal. Charity. With all of their affluence and wealth, how can the members of the royal family impact the world if they can't get involved with politics? The answer is that they each get involved with charities that are near and dear to their heart. Prince Harry's mother, the late Princess Diana, was known for her charitable causes which were pretty controversial at the time. She supported people suffering from HIV/AIDS and wasn't shy about visiting with and being close to the afflicted. This was a huge deal at the time, and we wouldn't be surprised if Harry and Meghan follow in her footsteps. They've already pushed the envelope by drawing attention to mental health issues and associated charities. Fans. It's no secret that the royal family has many supporters. Members are even encouraged to wear gloves to minimize the amount of germs they're exposed to from the general public. But Meghan Markle is used to interacting with fans since she was an actress prior to marrying Harry. In fact, she's bent the no autograph rule and seems to have trouble saying no to eager fans in general. Princess Diana also refused to limit her interactions with the public, and we aren't surprised to see Meghan doing the same. Overexposed. Interacting with enthusiastic fans is one thing, but that's not all it means to be a member of the royal family. Every single time she's seen in public, everything Meghan Markle does, says, or wears will be highly scrutinized. She's already come under fire for innocuous offenses such as wearing ripped jeans or skipping the pantyhose. Prince Harry has compared his life to that of a goldfish, since every single aspect of it is on display constantly. There are few people who could live like this long term, and only time will tell if Meghan Markle is one of them. Children. Not only does Meghan have to deal with all of the stress which comes with being a member of the royal family, so will any children she has. Prince Harry struggled with losing his mother at a young age and recalled the experience of traveling beside her coffin as traumatic. He believes no child should have to do this, and also claims that he wants to father children himself someday. Should Meghan and Harry have kids, there's a chance they may decide royal life isn't right for them, or their children who wouldn't have a choice in the matter. Princess Eugenie. Life in the royal family is hard, but it's even more difficult when your family turns against you. Meghan Markle made at least one enemy simply by planning her wedding to Harry. Princess Eugenie of York is the youngest daughter of Prince Andrew, and she had been planning to marry her longtime partner, Jack Brooksbank. Originally, the pair were going to tie the knot in September, but because of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's wedding, that wasn't possible. Because of the planning, expense, and mandatory attendance of the royal wedding, this would have been cutting it way too close. Not only does Eugenie have to deal with a new family member, but this one managed to postpone her eagerly awaited wedding day. Trevor Engelson. We all know Meghan Markle has been married before, and that was to a man named Trevor Engelson. The two were together for a long time, but their marriage only lasted 2 years. The couple cited irreconcilable differences, and the official story was that they drifted apart due to distance and hectic work schedules. However, around the same time her marriage ended, Meghan was spotted getting close to professional hockey player Michael Del Soto. Allegedly, Engelson was blindsided by the divorce and didn't suspect that his wife would ever leave him until it was too late. Trust issues. Looking back over Meghan Markle's dating history, it seems like she's a serial monogamist. There have even been a few spots where it's suspected there is an overlap between past and future partners. This isn't unusual, and according to therapists, it's something they see a lot when people divorce. Lining up your next relationship before one is finished can contribute to serious trust issues. Healthy boundaries are a big deal in relationships, and hopefully this is a skill that Meghan has learned by now, but it could be a struggle between her and Harry. Easy out. Divorce is never easy, but it's something which can seem much easier the second time. Statistically, second marriages are far less likely to be successful, and there are several reasons for this. One is that divorce isn't as scary the second time around. Once you know you can get through it, you're less likely to put it off in your second marriage. If you don't share children or assets, say in a second marriage with two older individuals, it makes the process even easier to initiate and follow through with. If Meghan Markle did decide to leave the royal family, she would most likely have an easier time emotionally compared to someone who had never experienced a divorce. Baggage. Many things can change from relationship to relationship, but not everything does. Sometimes two people just can't get along and their relationship ultimately doesn't work out. But other times it's because someone has unreasonable expectations and an inaccurate sense of themselves. If these things aren't fixed, they'll follow the person into all subsequent relationships and make sure they're doomed from the start. Nobody wants to make the same mistake twice, but this happens, especially with second and third marriages. We hope that Meghan got everything sorted out so that her marriage to Prince Harry can have the best possible chance of success. Exes. Even though he has never been married before, Prince Harry has had his share of romantic relationships before he met Meghan Markle. Whenever we leave a relationship and enter another, it's hard to avoid taking some amount of baggage with us. In Harry's case, it's even more difficult to avoid all of the women that he's had relationships with. Princess Eugenie in particular is still close with some of his ex-girlfriends, including Cressida Bonas and Chelsea Davy. It can be awkward dealing with your partner's exes, and even more so when they're still close with their family members. We wouldn't be surprised if this puts strain on their young marriage. Family. A marriage is more than the union of two individuals. It's also the blending of two families. But when it comes to Meghan Markle's family and the royal family, we have a feeling they'll go together like oil and water. Meghan is close with her mother, Doria Ragland, but outside of that, her relationships are difficult to say the least. Her half-siblings are constantly making comments to the press hoping to capitalize on their sister's newfound fame and fortune. Whether they're hitting her up for bail money or releasing tell-all books, we can only imagine how stressful this must be for both Harry and Meghan. And that's not even mentioning how resentful the rest of the royal family probably feels about the situation. Detractors. Meghan Markle isn't completely new to the spotlight, but now she's being scrutinized on a whole other level. Being an actress means you have a lot of fans and detractors, but being a member of the royal family is a different situation entirely. It seems like everyone from Wendy Williams to Amy Schumer now has an opinion of her, and they're often less than kind with their remarks. This kind of high-profile hating is difficult for most of us to imagine, and we wouldn't blame Meghan for finding it stressful, as if she doesn't have enough to worry about getting used to all of these new rules. She knows that there are people out there just waiting for her to mess up. Career. In order to marry Prince Harry, Meghan had to give up a lot of things. Although she says that she's happy with her chosen path, it's natural that she will wonder about the route she didn't choose. She was a successful actress, and it seems like she's finally being recognized after giving up her role. Her name was submitted for an Emmy nomination for her portrayal of Rachel Zane on the show Suits. This doesn't mean that she'll take home an award or even make it to the nominations, but it does mean that people believe she deserves the title of Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series. Acting is a passion for many, and if it's truly one for Meghan, she might not be able to let go so easily. Security. Being a member of the royal family means having access to an expert security team. Of course, this is good for your safety, but it can be detrimental to your sanity. In the past, Meghan Markle was a huge fan of traveling, especially with her friends. Now, she's going to have to plan her vacations well in advance, and with a security team, there will be a ton of variables to take into consideration, limiting where she'll be able to go and what she will be able to do while traveling. For someone who loves to travel as much as Meghan, this will undoubtedly be a serious blow to morale. Shadows. At a time when Meghan Markle should be basking in the glow of her new marriage, she's dealing with some serious shadows. Harry's late mother, Princess Diana, was incredibly beloved by the public. Meghan has been compared to her many times, and although it's undoubtedly flattering, it also means she has big shoes to fill and a ton of expectations. And then there's her sister-in-law, Kate Middleton. Kate has been a member of the royal family for longer. She has following protocol down to a science, and she's incredibly popular with the public. Meghan Markle has a lot of impressive women to look up to, but this also means she has a ton of extra expectations to live up to. Vigilance. There are so many rules that Meghan is now expected to follow that we can't blame her for having trouble keeping up. It seems like she's even struggling with the basics, such as knowing the right time to curtsy to the Queen. She might have Prince Harry to help her out, but she needs to be able to stand on her own 2 feet. Right now, her mistakes are chalked up to her being new and unaccustomed to royal protocol, but she won't be able to fall back on that excuse forever. Do you think that Meghan Markle will be able to adjust to life in the royal family and fit in? Or is she destined to blaze her own way? Let us know what you think in the comment section and hit the gray bell to get updates from the taco. Thanks for watching.